Hi, Jurgen. You just said it's playing City's the most difficult football game you can imagine. Is this a game that's going to have a bearing on next season? Do you think there will be any sort of impact on next season, how the two teams go head to head, or will it just simply be a one-off in this season at the end of it, in terms of sort of making a statement?
A statement is a statement. I don't think we have to make it. But what would change for next year if we beat City tomorrow night, and what would happen if they beat us tomorrow night? So people will say a few things. If we win, that's the best team in the league, and if they win, they will say, whatever, City is better, but we won the league. Whatever people will say, that's really not so important for next season, for sure not. So we both have to be ready for the next year. Not that I would be too much worried about City, but we all have to be ready. You can really see in the moment that United is coming up. Pretty much the same team a few weeks ago. Besides one or now two players, people thought they have no chance, and now you see how good they are, how good they can be, and they will be not worse next year, sure not. And again, Chelsea as well. So it's not about City and us. It was for 2 years pretty much on the top of the table about City and us, and it was about City for the last 4 or 5 years, and they have all the tools you need to be there more consistent. If we have them, we have to show. How can I say we are there 100%? We have to show that. I'm not interested in saying it now. I'm interested in showing it next year, and that's what we have to do. But it's difficult. So that's clear, and it will not get easier. 100% not. So this game on Thursday night tomorrow night is a very, very important game, because it's the only game we play, and City sees it exactly the same way. There's nothing more in, not less. It's exactly the most important game we can play on Thursday night, because the only one.
Okay. Is that fine, Dom? Yeah. We'll go to Dave Maddock, and I'll finish with Paul Joyce. Dave, you've got one or two?
Jurgen, I just wanted to ask about the 5-0 defeat at City. And obviously you had a man sent off. No, but just let me finish. You had a man sent off, I don't know, but you said afterwards that you actually realised that you were maybe a bit naive in still trying to win that game. And I just wondered whether that was influential in you progressing in the Premier League and your team progressing, whether that played any role in the way that your management after that in the Premier League.
It was for sure not the only game. It was one of these games, but the City game is maybe not a good example because we're only 10 men. And I said at that day, 100%, the worst place you can be getting a red card is in this moment in time is the Etihad Stadium, and because they came two things together. We were really good that day. We started exceptionally well, and then we got a red card, and then we are still thinking we have give it a go, and then we realized that's maybe not the best idea, and that's difficult to change in a game. We had other games. We lost against Tottenham, I think, away, in a pretty impressive manner, and there were a lot of games which showed us that we have to develop. There are informations, not we have to change. We have to develop. We have to, because there was a time for sure. I'm not sure how long it's ago, maybe 3 years ago, when all of us had the feeling we can be only good if we are wild. And we have to be wild, to be honest. We are wild, and that's important, but it's not the only way for us to win a football game. And that's what we had to learn. That's how it is. Usually as a manager, you don't get time for this. Here I got time for that we could learn it all together and make big steps, and that's what we did. But this is not like cycling. You have to learn it, and you have to keep it and to do it again and again and again in training sessions, because it's the most difficult thing. Because football, for these kind of players, in a perfect moment, playing football is easy. Not winning, but playing football. But in a difficult moment, to perform, that's what we all have to learn, and the boys learned that in a pretty impressive manner.
Thanks, Dave. Paul Joyce.
Jurgen, I was just interested in what you said about the All Blacks then, and the power of the shirt that you learned from them. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, it was in, let me think, 2001 or two, pretty early. I think it was for my first preseason. I jumped in March or so, and I got the job, took over, and then for my first preseason, I saw in the summer break, I saw this documentary, and I was completely impressed by these big fellas how they spoke about it. At that time, 100%, the All Blacks were by far the best rugby team in the world. I think they had a winning percentage of more than 70% or something like that, and it was a really impressive thing. All full amateurs. Maybe they got a little bit of money, I don't know, but they worked as butchers, as builders, and all that stuff. And these guys, these pretty impressive guys, they spoke about their past, about what it meant to them to play for this team. And in that time, the Haka, I'm sure I told that already once or twice. The last 2 minutes before the team bus arrived at the stadium, we always listened to the Haka. And when the door opened, people thought probably, I don't know, a bunch of warriors will come out of that bus because it was pretty loud and impressive. And it gave us just a little kick. They were the All Blacks, and mine's, how you know, maybe is the main color is red. So we made ourselves the All Reds. Yeah. Nobody noticed that because we were a really small club, small team, but for us it was big. And that's how it started for that team. I don't know how much exactly how much the influence was of that, but if you ask the players of that time, they will say they really liked it and gave us the chance from a team nobody's interested in to become a team at least we are really interested in, and that helped us.
And you've carried that with Liverpool.
Yes. And finally, Andy Hunter, last question, then we're touching it. Andy Hunter from The Guardian. Andy?
Hi, Jurgen. I was just going to ask, I mean, a lot has been made, City will come back stronger and angrier next season. And you said, they've got all the tools to be there consistently. Is there not a sense, though, that perhaps this is coming to the end of an era for Manchester City in terms of losing big players and the doubt over their Champions League participation could lead to more going?
Did I get it right? You think it could be the end of an era for Man City?
In terms of losing big players, they've lost Company last season, didn't replace him. David Silva goes this summer.
Yeah, it's difficult to replace the likes of a company in that situation. I think there were different things came up. It was City was a bit under pressure from different authorities, and so that's why maybe why a big transfer is not possible. I don't know, but otherwise, and now David Silva stuff. But that's how much I admire David Silva. I can't say he's never played in my team, but I loved him since he pretty much started playing football. But there's if he can be replaced by somebody, then I have to say they have the perfect players for that. If it's Bernardo Silva or David or Foden, whoever it is, Ilkay Gundogan can grow in that role as well. So they are. That they don't lose players, they replace players, and a lot of world-class players are still there. And if Aguero gets older, then Gabriel Jesus is there, and they do not stop. Why should they stop? So it's not. I'm very, very positive about my team. Couldn't be more positive. I'm completely happy with, but I cannot deny that they are really good. That was always the case, and we still wanted to beat them. But I don't see any end of any era. But what is an era? So maybe an era is just a word from the past, and it's not possible anymore. I don't know. We have to see that. How I said already when we won the title, and the next day, people told me that we are only a big team if we win it two times or three times or four times. Sorry. Can we at least think for 5 minutes about that we won it one time, which is not too bad because we tried it long enough. But that's the world, and I get that 100%. And when a new season starts, we try to show that we want to be in contention again. But no, I cannot see end of anything for Man City.